are trending above average. It's an example of climate change. Record or near record warm spells in Minnesota, Wisconsin, New York, and Illinois set up a domino effect. Warmer lake temperatures can produce more lake effect snow. Snow diminishes with the onset of ice, which itself is delayed. Ice helps deter shoreline erosion, and warmer water temperatures year round can invite invasive species or harmful algae blooms, even in water as deep as the Great Lakes. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 7520790. It's 910. I'm Dave Howard.
Here's your Wsgw Weatherology Forecast. Partly sunny skies for your Monday forecast.
Shoot.
Just a slight chance for a passing snow shower late in the day. West southwest winds between 5 and 10. Monday night, snow showers, 1 to 3 inches of accumulation possible. Lows drop to the upper 20s. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Tuesday, we have a chance for snow showers, ending early. Partly sunny skies. Temperatures will be warming into the upper 30s. I'm staff meteorologist Mandy Valuer with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now, 29 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 700 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW on a rather strange Monday for technical reasons, folks. It's going to be an interesting program this morning. I had problems from my home studio where I normally would be broadcasting, so I am in the radio station this morning where they are having problems with their phones and all kinds of issues. So it's going to be an interesting couple hours, let's put it that way. But we are going to start with a guest this morning who is with us on the one way that we know works at the moment, and that's through a video link. You can watch us on twitch.tv, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all those good things. And we say good morning to a friend from Consumers Energy this morning, and we say good morning to Garrett Rochow from Consumers. Garrett, I'm assuming you can hear me this morning.
I can, Art. Can you hear me as well?
Wow. Something is working.
Yes. I can hear you and I can see you.
That's good. This is great.
This is better. This is better.
This unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it is interesting, but however, you can rest easy. The problems we're having are not with our consumer service.
That is good to hear. We like to be reliable.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I kind of thought you do. So there's a number of things to talk about that are sort of on consumers' table. One of them is the Prosperity Awards. Let's start with that. What are they, and why do you do them?
This is our second year in the Prosperity Awards, and it's really just a reflection of our foundation and our commitment to communities and a commitment to Michigan businesses. We serve Michigan. We all live here. We work here. We play here. This is our home state, or you might say even our home town. And these Prosperity Awards are designed to reflect that. 1.5 million this year, on people, planet, and prosperity. Those are really our values that we hold to, and we measure through that. And this is a reflection of this. And recent grant with $250,000 with Communities First here in the Flint area.
So is that the first of the Prosperity Awards?
Yeah. So there's 500,000 in this round, and 250,000 went to Communities First. They're doing some great work in the Flint area with the Masonic Temple there, and restoring really one of Flint's downtown gems. And so again, giving from the foundation back into the communities we serve, and again, where we live, work, and play.
Now, is there going to be an event to signify that?
There will be. We're going to be out there on the 1st, so here in a couple days, just to do the ribbon cutting and the check presentation. And again, great organization, Communities First. They do a lot of great work in the Flint community, and nonprofit organization, and restoring a number of buildings. And this time they're going after the Masonic Temple to restore that, again, that downtown gem, and really make it into a cultural and arts venue. There's seating for 300 to 400 people in there, and looking to restore that, and again, make a great, impact, another great impact on Flint.
It does, because we saw that happen in Saginaw when the Shaheen family restored the Temple Theater in Saginaw, and it's a gem downtown, no doubt about it. It's always nice to hear those things are happening, because it means people are concerned and involved in their communities.
They are, and I think, I know when we think about the Consumers Energy Foundation, this is how we utilize that foundation to encourage and spur growth in our communities. This is a great example here in the Flint area for cultural development and other positive economic outcomes.
Let me digress just for a moment and ask about that. The foundation, you do things like the Prosperity Awards. What else does the foundation do?
Well, we've done a lot of work, again, in Michigan's communities. We're doing right now what's called the Our Town, and there's $750,000 that went out to 63 different communities across Michigan. And so work with local chambers to double gift cards. So you go to your local chamber, you get a gift card so you can shop locally in the downtown area. Say you get one for $50, Consumers Energy will double that and make that $100 that you can go spend locally at a small business in your downtown area. And again, 63 different communities across the state. We'll put $750,000 in total to that, and to make an impact. So we work with, in your listeners' area, the Bay Area Chamber, the Flint Genesee Chamber, Midland Business Alliance, and the Shiawassee County Chamber as well, is where you can get that doubling of those gift cards.
How does one get those gift cards? What are the qualifications?
Well, one, they just you go to your local chamber and you purchase. Let's say you purchase a $50 gift card. We'll match that $50.
So there's no qualifications. You just buy the card.
No, yeah, and because we want to help out local small businesses in the community, and so that's through Consumers Energy. And but going back to your earlier question, the foundation, there's just a variety of things we do. We've done a lot of things in COVID response to help out small business, to help out different nonprofits as people have managed through the pandemic. These Prosperity Awards are another example where we help out locally, and there's a number of other small grants through a variety of different nonprofit organizations where we give back in Michigan.
So let's chat just for a moment about consumers and where we are in trying to eliminate fossil fuels down the road, solar and wind. How far along have we come, and how far do you have to go?
We're one of the first utilities in the nation to put a plan together to eliminate coal and to improve from a CO2, a carbon dioxide perspective, and the impacts of global warming. In fact, what we filed this June is to eliminate coal by 2025. And so we've had, at one point, even in my course of my career, we operated 12 coal plants. We're down to 5 remaining, and with plans to retire all of those by 2025. And it calls for a large renewable energy build out, a lot of solar, some wind, to be able to build that out, to be able to provide reliable energy. Also a movement to natural gas generation to ensure the reliability that our customers expect. So when you turn on the light, it's there for you, right? And so that's we're on our way to do that. And just to give you another example of it, it calls for a 60% reduction in CO2 by 2025. That's equivalent to taking 12.5 million cars off the road.
The number one question I get when I do open shows and we happen to talk about electricity, whether it's consumers, DT, doesn't make any difference. How are you going to support the electric vehicle industry? How are you going to generate the kind of power that's going to be required?
90% of customers charge at night. And that's an important piece. You park the car in the garage and you charge it, and then you go drive it the next day. And also close to 90% of people just charge at home because the average drive is around 30 to 40 miles, and that's typically within the battery range. And so people get concerned about range anxiety and be able to go across the state. We have chargers for that. But most, again, by and large, a lot of the charging is done at home. And just to give you a flavor, and at night, and that's a key piece. During a peak day, just think about a hot summer week when all the air conditioning is going and all the equipment is needed. We need about 8,000 megawatts or 8 gigawatts on our system. That's what our system is designed for that day. But at night, that system goes down to about 4 gigawatts is what we need. As the sun goes down and there's natural cooling and people aren't using the system, it goes down to about a 4 gigawatt system. So we have 4 gigawatts of spare capacity at night. So there can be a lot of electric vehicles on the grid charging at night without us having to do anything to the electric grid. Now, there might be things like if you're a fleet, if you have a fleet of trucks and you're a delivery service, where we may have to upgrade things because you're charging a lot of electric vehicles, but it's very localized. But the system can, we can utilize the system to a greater degree by encouraging charging at night, which is natural for most people.
Well, let me ask you this, Garrick, because you're talking about an 8 gig system and 4 gig at night. You're also talking about closing plants. Are you replacing that electricity at the same rate you're eliminating it?
Yeah, the short answer is yes. And we're doing that with solar, we're doing that with wind, and then we're doing that with natural gas. And so, because the wind doesn't always blow and the sun doesn't always shine. And so being able to do that with natural gas from a backup perspective and resiliency perspective is how we do the balance of that. The other thing is, one of the things that we have in our state is the Ludington Pump Storage Facility, which is in Mason County, one of the 4th largest pumped hydro facilities in the world, in Mason County, just south of the city of Ludington there. And so that acts as a great storage reservoir where we can charge it during the day. Maybe we have excess power because it's a sunny day or it's a windy day. We store it by pumping water up into the reservoir, and then we can release it at night when customers need it as well. So there's a variety of ways that we ensure we have the supply out there for our customers.
Are you also in the market? By that, I mean, do you have to buy electricity?
We do. There is a market out there. And so we do buy some electricity and bring it in through the state. There's hefty transmission lines that come in from Indiana and Ohio where we bring energy into the state as well. And so that's also an alternative as well.
What about the independents that are building, for example, solar farms? Do you buy from them? Do you buy within the state?
We do. There are a number of independents. And in fact, we have a process on an annual basis where we purchase or we own some of those facilities. But we do purchase from some of those facilities, and it's an annual bid solicitation, and then we select the lowest evaluated bidder so we get the best price for our customers, and then we purchase from those facilities.
Well, Garrett, I know you have a hard finish time here, so we're going to let you go this morning, but really appreciate your time this morning, as always.
Art, it was great to be on the show, and love seeing you in person. And
yeah, me too. I mean, doing more.
Yep. You take care and have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right. We thank Garrett for being with us this morning here on WSGW. We'll leave this on so you can see me in the real studio. I know I'm not in my Saginaw Spirit home studio, but I did wear the Saginaw Spirit sweatshirt this morning just to acknowledge. Also want to thank our friend Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty for sponsoring our show. You can contact Linda at 989-295-7713 for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll figure out what we're going to be doing. Stick around to find out.
Eligible. Now's the time to review your coverage to get all you can from your plan. With Covenant Advantage, a PHP Medicare plan, you get hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage you need and valuable extras you want. with dental benefits from Delta Dental, vision, hearing, and so much more without paying more. Covenant Advantage consultants are leading seminars in the area and are available for personal consultations. Don't delay. Learn more at covenantadvantage.com.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now, but if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation. About 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online,
Hello?
or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm Neil Caruto, and this is
Spam.
the Business Report.
The mood has improved on Wall Street after Friday's sell-off. Investors appear to be betting the impact of the new COVID variant will not be as significant as first feared. Moderna says it could have a new version of its vaccine if needed early next year. BP is planning a major green hydrogen project in the United Kingdom. BP hopes to start production in less than 4 years. Cyber Monday shopping is underway. Research firm Retail Next says Black Friday shopping in stores increased this year, but online shopping on Black Friday did not increase. It's partly attributed to COVID fatigue, people looking to buy in stores instead of online. It's the first time in years that online retail sales did not increase from the previous year. That's your Fox Business Reports. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Finding the right Medicare plan may feel impossible, but now it's anything but. With Walgreens Find RX coverage tool, you can compare plans online, over the phone, or in person, making Medicare easier than ever. Easier than picking which true crime doc to watch, figuring out that Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So if you can do those things, with Find RX coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show.
And there's a lot of craziness to catch up on, and we'll do just that. Coming up Monday.
Markley Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the R. Lewis Show here on WSGW for this Monday, the 29th of, believe it or not, November already. Times are fleeting. We are having, I should tell you, we are having technical issues. The phones don't work. They're out. Zilch. So we can't talk to you on the phones. But we can talk to you on the radio. So it'll be talking heads for the next period of time. And, you know, if you want to watch a talking head, you can actually, let's see here if I can figure out how to do it. There we go. Okay, we got me.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can get you on, too. If we turn that, how do we get both cameras on? Do they work at the same time?
I don't know. You might want to put me on.
I'm trying to figure out which mic.
Three.
Yeah, all right, how about now?
Here, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I'm there. Yeah, there I am. There I am.
It's been so long.
It's okay.
I know.
That's all right.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know if we can get both cameras to work at the same time or not.
That is a good question.
I don't know.
All I ever
do is
worked on the one camera, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Huh.
So
Well,
we need Rick to.
yeah, we need Rick to play with it. So
So anyway, you're on, and I'll just be some voice off in the background.
In the background, yes. Thank you very
For
much.
those of
Thank
us
you very
watching.
much. Well, I thought I'd ask Pat to sit in because he's our sports guru. And although Pat's perfect prognostications have been a little on the weak side lately.
Well, lately, that was just last week. Just last week. But I'm glad I was wrong.
And we are too.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's been Michigan you've been wrong about twice now.
Yes, it has. Well, I picked the Lions to win last week.
Oh, yeah,
too,
that's
so,
right. Yeah, well, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Michigan just for a little bit here, because obviously it's a monkey off the back of Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
And we all know that the alumni have been screaming for blood.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that will wane a little bit now. He moves on to the championship game, Big Ten championship game against Iowa.
Yes.
They kind of backed in, didn't they? If Wisconsin would have had to win to make it in. Is that the way that worked?
Yeah, Wisconsin had the tiebreaker against
They had
Iowa.
the tiebreaker against
Since they beat Iowa head-to-head, but then Wisconsin got upset by Minnesota.
Yeah.
And so that allowed Iowa to get in there. And Iowa, still it's a good record. They're
a good team.
10-2.
Yeah, they're not a bad team.
So very good
They'll
team.
be a good competition.
Oh, yeah.
But I think in looking at the numbers and stuff like that, Michigan seems to be favored.
Yes.
That sometimes could be a
Ohio State was an 8.5 point favorite
That's right.
going into the game.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Doesn't always, sometimes you don't want that. But I'm not surprised. Michigan probably should be. I think they showed. Here's, the thing about Michigan as the year went on, they sort of got stronger. Even that Michigan State loss, it wasn't like they got pushed around.
No, they were in the
completely.
game.
Both those teams I thought played a decent game. And, Kenneth Walker III just had a superhuman day where he scored 5 touchdowns, was unstoppable. And hey, that happens in sports sometimes.
Yeah.
On one day, sometimes a person can just rise above the occasion. And he had a great year. But Michigan kept on. That was the thing. I think the Harbaugh teams of the past, after that loss against Michigan State, may have kind of crumbled a bit. The game against Penn State, when Penn State came back, you were thinking, everybody, trust me, I was on social media, everybody was waiting for Michigan to collapse.
Yeah.
And then they go and they score a late touchdown. They showed resiliency, and they kept on doing it. And they never left their identity, which was a strong running game, strong defense, and they kept with it. And I think they were very confident going into that Ohio State game that they could push around Ohio State's defense, which they did.
Okay, so let's carry this a step. Well, let's start with the game this weekend against Iowa. What do you expect?
Oh, man. I think Iowa's going to try to I think they're going to try to make the game shorter. And that means they're going to try to ball control it a bit and limit Michigan's offensive capabilities and possessions, and try to get this into the fourth quarter where they're only down by maybe a touchdown or a possession. I think they'll be very happy if that can happen. Michigan, on the other hand, in a way, Michigan's facing a team kind of like them. Iowa loves to run the football. But the one thing I will say, Iowa's passing game, I'm not impressed. Not impressed by Iowa's. Not impressed by that. So I think you're going to see Mike McDonald, Michigan's defense coordinator, just load up the box and just say, hey, if you guys pass over us and you go, fine. Good. Congratulations if you win that way.
On the other hand, in Michigan, McNamara, he's got a phenomenal arm.
He does.
So does McCarty, though. I mean, neither of them are slouches.
No,
but McNamara is the man.
McNamara is. I'll tell you what McNamara is. He reminds me of a Brian Greasy. Brian Greasy wasn't the best quarterback there at Michigan at the time. They had guys like Drew Henson. They had guys. Well, Henson wasn't there yet, but they had a guy named Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was going to say,
there was a guy named Tom Brady there, but yet there's something about Brian Greasy that he had the mental fortitude that I think they needed for that national championship team of 1997 to lead the team. And that's the thing with McNamara. It doesn't seem, even when he threw that interception, again, on social media, everybody's saying, oh, here we go. Michigan's this is where it's going to start. Ohio State's going to start to dominate. McNamara didn't get fazed by that. He came right back, throw some really great passes.
an unusual sidearm.
He can do that, yeah.
He can really
He can
zip
he can
that
fling
ball
it.
from the side. It's amazing.
But then I will tell you this though, when McCarty came in for a play, because the reason they bring him in is he's faster
Right.
than McNamara, so he adds another dimension that defenses have to account for. Is he going to keep the ball and run with it? But when and I'll tell you what, there was a formation that Michigan has been in many times with him in the game, and you're just waiting for him either to pitch it or to keep it. And he didn't do either, is that he stepped back and he threw the ball out of string for about 40 yards, just over the Ohio State defender's hands. Perfect pass. And that is the one difference I'd say that he's got over McNamara. That arm is unbelievable.
Yeah. But it's a double threat.
It's
got
nice.
Two quarterbacks they're double threats.
Well, that's it. How many times has Michigan always had to face Ohio State teams who've got two quarterbacks? Sometimes who can do this. It's nice that Michigan has that luxury. Really is.
So let's take the bigger picture now. Let's for a moment say that Michigan beats Iowa.
Yeah.
They're in the top 4, which means they go into the playoffs. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out how far they go. That's ahead here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW.
There you go. Yeah. No. I know. I can tell you, according to FanDuel, it's Vegas. They've got Michigan 10.5 point favorite. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be that. I don't know if it's gonna be that one-sided, but Michigan should win this game.
They should win.
They should win. I'm just worried though about they put everything into this game. They did emotionally. Physically, they put everything in this game. It's gonna be tough. This is, I think, a bigger coaching challenge.
There's 2 ways to look at that. Either they spent it all, or they come out with momentum.
Well, that's the thing, or they realize the moment they're in that they can
do that once. Why can't they?
That they can regroup here. I think Harbaugh did the right thing. They asked him, are you going to start studying for the Big Ten? And he said, not tonight. I think that was the best thing. He goes, I'm going to let everybody enjoy this tonight. And he says, tomorrow, we'll get back into it. Not today.
Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah, that was,
Network as one of the big guys for about half the cost. The average family is saving over $800 a year. You can keep your number and keep your phone or get huge discounts on
I do like that shirt, Charlie. I don't think I've seen that one before.
The whole outfit. The whole outfit.
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
Sporting.
Comfort.
Yes.
Sporting is comfort.
We're at home. That's what I'd have on my sweats.
I found it in my closet. I'm like, oh, this is a Michigan shirt I should wear.
So I was wearing my 1998 Rose Bowl shirt because I busted that out because said, well, this is the last time they've really done anything of real importance. So let's see if this will help a little bit. And it did.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah. So I didn't get to read the email. What did Justin say? I see that he sent.
Submitted a ticket.
That's what that was. That was
he
the
submitted a
ticket.
ticket. That's all.
Well, how's that going to help with can that help with the phones?
Yeah, it's internet.
Well, I guess if it's internet based, that's true. Yeah.
It's funny when you call it because I hung around for the message this time. It says wireless caller cannot be reached or something like that. So the list says wireless. I call 0790 and that's what I got.
Okay.
Oh, I don't even get that.
Oh, I got.
Oh, you called 790.
I called 790 on myself.
I tried that once. I didn't get anything.
Okay.
Wouldn't even dial it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says wireless provider is never said something.
Okay.
I'm just intrigued that Vicky discovered
So,
your problem yesterday.
And I'm wondering if this did affect the wire ready. It just seems coincidental that
Coincidental.
yeah.
Two coincidental.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You don't think there was a glitch? Do you think we lost power for like a quick second?
I don't know.
Like glitched on and off?
So it said if it was Saturday night, Jonathan never called. We were here for Spirit Game.
Yeah.
We never reported any problem. So.
Like overnight?
Well, again, yeah.
I must have eliminated that Vicky.
For some very special children.
The reason I pointed to the last wire ready message is 2135.
Okay.
along with Covenant Kids,
Okay.
Tim Hortons, and Impact Saginaw Credit
It's 9 o'clock, right?
for
9:30,
Lights
so.
Before
Yeah.
Christmas.
If.
During the week of December 6th,
Right.
each night at 8 p.m., lights will be shown
Yeah.
for 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It just seems too coincidental that,
Healthcare in Saginaw. You can
yeah, the wire already goes down. We don't have the phone lines. A couple of the computers may have been down, like mine.
will be given away. Fire department
Good internet.
MMR will all shine lights too. Plus, with your help, each
Yeah.
child will receive a toy, as you can donate new, unwrapped toys at Covenant Healthcare or participating Tim Hortons or Impact Saginaw Credit Union locations. For specific toy donation locations and all the information you need, please visit WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, and click on the Lights Before Christmas box.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you, the Art Lewis Show. Actually, in the in the Real Radio studio, believe it or not the Saginaw Spirit home studio, but in the Stone Specialist Real Radio studio this morning because of everybody seems to be having technical issues on both ends. And we're chatting with Pat Johnston about sports and right now the University of Michigan because they beat Ohio State. They're on to Iowa. It's expected they'll beat Iowa. So you were mentioning FanDuel, your
that's right.
favorite spot had the odds at what? Had
Yeah, they've got
spread.
Michigan favored by 10.5.
Wow.
Yeah, for a championship game.
I'm not sure it's going to be that much.
I don't know. Well, I hope
it is. I mean, but I'm not sure. I mean,
yeah, I don't think so. We'll see.
We'll see. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So let's assume for a minute they beat Iowa.
Yeah, let's assume.
So now they're already in the top 4.
Right.
So what's next?
Well, and then they would go on to the college football playoff, which I've got to believe that's what's going to happen. I cannot see if Michigan wins the Big Ten. There's no way.
No way they're not.
They're going to be kept out. I think what you'll see is if Georgia beats Alabama, which I think will happen this weekend, I believe then you'll have Georgia.
Georgia's number 1.
They're
they
number
are
1.
Ranked number 1.
Yes, they are. Yeah, Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati. And then that 4th spot is sort of still kind of hanging out there, and you got a bunch of teams kind of vying for it. I don't know. I could see this. I'll tell you what will change. We'll turn this all upside down. So if Alabama upsets Georgia this weekend, and then somebody's really going to be left out that they don't want to see that.
Michigan.
No. I don't see that. I don't see it happening at all. And Michigan's only loss is to the AP's number 11 team, Michigan State. That's pretty good. In fact, Michigan State may even move up another spot or two after these conference championship games are played. Who knows?
Let me ask about the college playoff system.
Yeah.
It's been through all kinds of changes, machinations, what have you. Is this system any good?
No.
Thank you.
not the best. It's not the best. I would have to go with. Here's what I'm hoping will happen is that, and from everything I'm reading, it will happen eventually. We just have to wait for a while. I think we're gonna get to an 8-team playoff soon. I think we'll at least get there. That'll be better, I think, than this 4 teams, in my opinion. You have others clamoring for a 16-team. Oh, man, you're adding a lot of games, a lot more games there, and I don't think college football wants to do that just yet. Yeah, we won't do that. But I'd like to see an 8-team playoff. Now, this committee,
that's the question.
I didn't like the BCS and how they all did that either. I mean, I haven't known, and I especially didn't like it when sports writers were the only ones deciding either. I mean, don't like that as well. So I don't mind the committee as much. I'm not saying that they're right all the time, but it's the best that they've got right now. But I want them to expand it to at least 8 teams, at least, and to give teams like Cincinnati, somebody like that, a chance. Cincinnati is, I think, shown that they are worthy. They beat a Notre Dame team in Notre Dame by over 2 touchdowns. And that is still a crime. I think that there are many who don't believe they belong there. And I think they do.
Yeah.
So that it may not be the best system, but I just want them to expand it. The
So
four
what if you
teams
turn it over to
to 8.
computers, which are impersonal?
No, I don't want that.
And I don't like it either, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
for those that don't like the committee system,
right.
what else is there?
Right, and that would
Impersonal computers that crunch numbers, and that's it.
That would be it, right? And so that I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that either. So no, this is the best that they've got. I mean, the thing about March Madness with basketball is, I mean, they can do that. I mean, it's not as grueling on the body. Don't get me wrong. I was a basketball player. I know basketball stuff on the body, but you guys know what I mean when it comes to concussions or the rattling of the brain and everything. This is why college football doesn't want to, I think, do a 24-team playoff or something like that.
No, but yet in basketball, college basketball, you start with 64 teams.
Right. Yeah. And you can
and it's a playoff.
And
so by the time you get to the top 4.
Right,
they've earned their way there,
and they can play 2 games in 48 hours. Can't do that so much in football. They need to give the body more of a break in between games. I think that's, and in a way, I'm glad that you've got all these conference championships. That also, I believe, helps a bit whittle down the fields. And that's how I would go. That's how I would go with it. Just go with 8 teams, and so that way. You have your top 5 conferences. They get their people and their teams in, and then the other 3, then it's up for debate. But at least it's 8 teams.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. We're talking to Pat Johnston. A little sports talk this morning. Unfortunately, we can't include you because our phone system is not functioning.
People could email you.
Well, they could do that.
Yeah, they want to say something.
Yeah, if you got a comment, you can email me, Art Lewis, one word, ARTLEWIS, @WSGW.com. Good thought. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I'll have to get the email up on a computer and figure that out, but that's all right. We'll do it. We'll be back after these notes.
Like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time.
Okay.
Or just get it. You could get it on there too. I mean, you needed to. That computer over there sometimes can move a little slow, but on your right.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
I have a personal printer for my home office. Now I just need a personal supply closet. With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need the same setup for my home as I have at the office, without twice the cost.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has the tools your business needs to get work done. Now get 20% back in a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 Anchor toner cartridges. Explore what's new at Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 12/11, limit 2, in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone, but you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com. Michigan Wolverines football is on WSGW.
All right. Hey.
Yes.
That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Wolverine Nation, the long drought is over. Ohio State is vanquished. The Wolverines are going to go to Indianapolis with a chance to win a Big Ten title.
As Jim Brandstatter said, Michigan.
Good way to end your career, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know. Not bad.
Now, the second-ranked Wolverines travel to Indianapolis, where they'll face number
15 Iowa in the Big Ten Championship. Live this Saturday night at 7 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Forward Energy, Medicare Choices of Saginaw, Schaefer Beer Line, Ram Truck and Frankenmuth, Small Files, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Big E Sports Grill, and Legal Equipment Company in Saginaw. It's Michigan against Iowa in the Big Ten Championship. Live Saturday night at 7 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The Wolverines play on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show for this Monday morning, 29th of November. Only one day left in this month before we get into December already. Talking to Pat Johnson, a little sports this morning. Before we leave Michigan football, a personal note. Jimmy Brandstatter, been play-by-play for a number of years now. And I actually had the pleasure of working with Jimmy way back in the mid-'70s when he was at Channel 25, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked together for a brief period of time before he went on to much bigger and better things as a play-by-play man. I did the Lions for a long time, too, before he lost that gig for whoever knows why. But I just wanted to say that always fun listening to him. He knew football, and hope he enjoys whatever form of retirement he takes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thankfully, though, he's got at least a couple more games to go.
Yep, absolutely. Let's hope he goes out on a win.
That's right. Win or lose at the Big Ten championship, they'll still have a bowl game. So, he at least has 2 more to go. And I'm glad that I was glad for Dan Dierdorf.
And I was going to say Dan Dierdorf, too. Now, the question is, has a broadcast team been announced?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either.
I don't think
I've heard anything about it.
No, not yet. I've got to believe that I think that they are. Oh man, now I'm forgetting his name. Maybe Charlie can remember. Can tell me. They have a former player who's doing a lot of the locker room interviews and everything. Why is it John Jansen? I'm forgetting, but it's one of them, and I think that they're grooming him to become the next color commentator. Now, I'm not so sure
color
though.
Commentator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not so
Was
sure.
Dierdorf retiring too?
Yes. Yeah. Dierdorf's retiring
I didn't
too.
realize that.
Yeah.
I thought he might hang around.
Right. Right. So I believe it is John Jansen, by the way, who has been doing a lot of work there, and he does a good job. In fact, he fills in for Dierdorf when they do the road games.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
As a color commentator.
Right. And now, as for the play-by-play, no, I'm not real sure. I haven't heard anybody's name thrown out there just yet. So that will be interesting, but still a nice way for those two to announce their final game at Michigan Stadium at home. And as Brandstatter noted too, is Dierdorf's first time as a broadcaster announcing a Michigan win over Ohio State.
That's right.
Amazing.
Because he's only had 2 opportunities. So.
Right. So amazing.
So he's 1 out of 2. His record's much better than everybody else's.
Well, it's been a little. I think Dierdorf's been there a little longer, I believe. I think than just a couple of years.
Doing color?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, not sure either.
Right.
I will say this though about Jim Brandstatter. I mean, he's for me, and I think for a lot of people out there, he's a voice that you expect to hear in the fall here in the state of Michigan. I mean, you just did for all these years with Michigan football with he and Frank Beckman.
I was going to say you did the same thing with Beckman.
Yes, and then on Sundays you would then hear him with. I liked him the most. I always thought he was the best with Mark Champion during the Detroit Lions days. There's something that I think you can always take with him is that years from now, 50, 60 years from now, when they're still playing old Barry Sanders highlights, you're going to hear, you always hear his voice.
Right.
Always hear his voice just talking about what an amazing run by Barry Sanders or something like that. So he'll always be around.
Yep. No, which is great.
Yeah.
And I really wish him well.
Yeah.
All right. I want to move on to something else. This is really out of the blue.
No, please.
It was triggered the other day. First of all, let's talk about the Tigers not wanting to give Boy a contract.
Yeah. Can't say I'm surprised completely. It doesn't mean I don't think that they can't bring him back. Maybe it's someday. But he's not going to be available until July. And I don't know. He had his moments. He had some good moments, but it's been a struggle with Matthew Boyd a lot.
Well, does he survive free agency? I mean, does he get picked up by somebody?
No, he might be. Well, somebody may pay for him. I mean, yeah, there are teams out there who are in need of some arms, but I mean, I don't think he's going to be gobbled up just like that due to the injury that he's dealing with, his injured elbow. So no, I don't think he's going to be gobbled up quickly, which is why I said there's a possibility. Maybe he does make another return with the Tigers, but somebody might want to pay him the money. I'm not sure who, and I'm not exactly sure why. And that's not I think Matthew Boyd's a nice guy and all that, and I think he really tried, but I don't know. I was never terribly impressed by Matthew Boyd. I mean, he was serviceable.
The other thing too, I was pretty amused for all the talk of Justin Verlander coming back to the Tigers.
That didn't happen.
How quick they snapped him up for another 1 year.
Yes, yeah, I know. I was convinced. I thought, oh, maybe he'll come back one more stint. I mean, he's still good. He's still
good after this
good.
year.
Yeah,
It's only a 1 year.
I thought maybe he would rejoin Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera's final year. I was thinking maybe that would happen.
Cabrera was thinking that would happen
Right.
too. He was spouting off about it quite a bit.
But we do have to see. I mean, you got 2 more days left here before the deadline. See who the Tigers will pick up here. A free agent. There are a lot of people still hoping they'll get that shortstop position solidified.
The shortstop seems to come up every time somebody talks about position players.
Right. And then after that, we go on lockdown, and we see what happens if the Players Association and the owners can come to some kind of agreement. But yes,
I hope they do, because I think baseball shot themselves in the foot the last time they went on strike and wiped out half a season. To me, that took the luster off the game.
It took a long time for the game to recover from that. When that, what was that? 1994, right?
I had to go back to
I think it was. I think it was 1994, and it took a long time for baseball to recover. Maybe what got people back interested in baseball was the McGuire-Sammy Sosa home run chase. Unfortunately, that led to other issues.
In hindsight.
When it came to steroids. Right. So, John Jansen, I did. All right, good. Yeah, it is John Jansen who is, I was right. Yes, John Jansen, who is probably, I think he'll be announcing Michigan football games, at least the color commentating.
Great.
Next week.
All right, Pat.
All right.
I appreciate your time. Now I got to figure out what to do next hour. Without phones. It's not easy, folks. And we will be back after these notes to close out this hour.
Give yourself a bright future for 2022 and beyond by choosing
All right.
the Medicare Advantage plan. Blue Cross PPO received a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, and Blue Care Network HMO received 5 stars, Medicare's highest star rating. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Star ratings are calculated each year and may change from one year to the next. Medicare Plus Blue and BC Advantage are PPO, HMO POS, and HMO plans with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Medicare Plus Blue and BC Advantage depends on contract renewal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. There are 3 special half-off deals this week on RocketGrabPlus.com for Black Friday. You can get your monthly membership to 120 Fitness in Saginaw for only $16. You can also get your yearly membership to 120 Fitness in Saginaw for only $159. Then, if you're done breaking a sweat, why not head over to the Bay Valley Resort in Bay City for some R&R with a half-off night stay at the Bay Valley Resort for only $55. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Keep the Saginaw Children's Zoo in mind while you shop for your holiday gifts. Visit our website to purchase a membership. Have a wild holiday and bring a gift from the zoo to your little ones this season. Stay connected to what is happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo by visiting our website at SaginawZoo.com.
Saginaw Children's Zoo.
How do you do?
Unchoke your sleep at Mattress Firm's Cyber Week sale and wake up a better you. Shop in-store or online and save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying ceiling purchase up to a $499 value. Or save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America. And you can shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Unchoke your sleep, only at Mattress Firm. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. See details at mattressfirm.com.
News coverage. My Build Back Better Act.
The Build Back Better bill is passed.
Trillions more in inflationary socialism.
News coverage.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Queen jury found defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
News around the clock.
Prayers go out to everyone there in Wisconsin. Action drone Red Ford ramming through everybody.
News coverage.
Boosters for all adults. Boycott the Winter Olympics.
On WSGW. The WSGW Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, hour number 1, into the history books as it goes. CBS News coming up at the top of the hour, and then the local report here on WSGW. And then we'll be back to chat with you, although we won't be chatting with you until our phone system gets fixed. We'll talk more about that next hour.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGWA. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. BioNTech, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson have just announced they're already working on vaccines to target the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus. It's now been detected in 14 countries. Today, the U.S. restricts travel from South Africa, where it was first identified. President Cyril Ramaphosa is protesting.
The prohibition of travel is not informed by science, nor will it be effective in preventing the spread of this variant.
I'm Stacey Lynn. Dr. Anthony Fauci told CBS Mornings what we do know right now about the new strain.
It appears to be spreading very readily and that it has a transmission advantage.
What we still don't know, though,
is whether the people who do get infected have a severer form of the disease or whether it's a light disease or somewhat the same as Delta.
So should we be panicking?
It's not the time to panic. Do the things that we know work.
He said, like getting vaccinated and booster shots. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Today's the deadline for members of the U.S. military to get vaccinated against COVID. General David Berger is Commandant of the Marine Corps.
We need every single Marine to be vaccinated. We don't have extra Marines.
Fail to comply, punishable by as much as dismissal. This is Cyber Monday. President Biden will meet with chief retail executives to discuss ways to break pandemic-era supply chain logjams. CBS's Meg Oliver is at an Amazon fulfillment center in New Jersey.
According to Adobe Analytics, hard-to-get items remain an issue for customers, with out-of-stock messages in November up 124% from pre-pandemic levels.
Opening statements begin today in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial in New York. She's accused of procuring and grooming underage girls to have sex with the late Jeffrey Epstein. One of his accusers, Jennifer Rose, tells CBS Mornings.
Seeing that Epstein is in here, it gives me a good reason to kind of have my day in court. It's not going to justify anything, but it does make me feel good for the other victims, that they're going to have their day in court.
Aviation experts like Jay Ratcliffe wonder how a 26-year-old man hid inside the landing gear of a plane from Guatemala to Miami.
What happens a lot of times, these individuals can survive as the flight progresses, but when the landing gear opens, they fall to their death. So it's a tragic situation.
Stowaway was arrested on the tarmac in Florida. Simpsons fans in Hong Kong cannot stream a popular episode on Disney+.
I too work for a cruel and faceless empire, the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Chinese government's banned Goo Gai Pan from season 16. The Dow is up 132 points. This is CBS News.
With Indeed Instant Match, just sponsor a post and immediately receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. Give the gift of power and performance with a Masterforce Boost 20-volt brushless oscillating multi-tool kit. Just $119. Plus, get a free bonus toolbox. Save on a 22-foot aluminum multi-position ladder that can be positioned in 5 different ways. Only $139 after rebate. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
BC Power knows life pushes us to the max. Work to the max. Family to the max. It can all mean pain to the max. So BC introduces new BC Max Strength. New BC Max relieves tough headaches and body pain at the speed of powder. Nothing stronger on pain without a prescription. Pain to the max? New BC Max. In a great tasting lemonade flavor.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 29 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. A candlelight vigil was held in court last night for the woman and 4-year-old girl killed in a home explosion last week. Candles were reportedly placed around photos of the victim at St. Pius Catholic Church. 3 homes were destroyed and 27 other homes damaged. The cause is under investigation. Construction is about to get underway on Bay City's Liberty Bridge. WSGW's Michael Percha reports.
Specialty contractor Granite Kramer Joint Venture will assemble at the bridge worksite starting today. Though travelers over the bridge will not see any activity or closures at this time. Traffic control measures are currently set to begin December 13th. These include traffic being reduced to 1 lane in each direction, and traffic will shift dependent on whether work is being completed on the northern or southern lanes. Please be prepared for potential traffic delays and take care when driving through construction areas. Work will continue into the new year, and pertinent updates will be posted on the city's website as they become available. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Turning beets into sugar has residents in Bay City making us think about odors coming from a processing plant. Jim Matthews reports.
It's a key decision that the complaining residents lost at the Michigan Court of Appeals. Michigan Sugar is accused of depriving people from enjoying their property because of the odors coming out of their plant. But the appeals court said that Vicki and Jonathan Morley, who moved into their home in 2016, haven't exhausted the complaint process with the state. And the court also dismissed a separate negligence claim. The court said the alleged noxious odors amount to a transitory condition, and the Morleys have not alleged that the property has been physically damaged. A law office says they've been contacted by hundreds of residents, while Michigan Sugar's attorney says millions are being spent to control odors under a previous agreement with the state. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
WSTW News Time is 10:07.
I am so ready to go back to work.
I just need a chance.
So where do I start?
MidMichiganWork.com. Would you rather be just a driver, another employee, number on a spreadsheet, or a team member driving growth? Friend of the face. If you want to be a valued member of a family that's growing and prospering every day, then Northern Logistics may be for you. Northern Logistics is now hiring CDL-A truck drivers, both local and OTR. Northern Logistics offers great benefits, a strong emphasis on safety, 6-month bonuses, and a 401k match. Apply at norloworld.com. That's NORLO world.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone, but you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
WSTW News Time is 10:08. A pizzeria in Millington sustained heavy damage in a fire yesterday. It started in a second-story apartment at 4736 Main Street, which also houses Millington Pizza. Fire was contained through, though a large part of the business was destroyed. No injuries were reported. Cause of that fire is still under investigation. Police believe speed was a factor in a head-on car collision that killed a man from Alma Saturday afternoon in Grand Traverse County. Police say 50-year-old Todd Schuster was driving a Chevy Equinox on South Garfield Road when he lost control and slid into oncoming traffic, crashing into another vehicle. A 71-year-old from Kingsley was driving the other car and suffered a fractured right hand, but Schuster unfortunately did pass away after he was taken to a nearby hospital. No other details about the crash were released, but the investigation is ongoing. One person was killed and 2 others injured in Alabaster Township, southeast of Tawas City, on Sunday morning. State police say a 31-year-old man lost control of his vehicle on US 23 and crossed the center line, hitting a vehicle driven by a 69-year-old man. A passenger in the first vehicle was killed. Both drivers were taken to the hospital with injuries. Police in Saginaw County were called to a hotel over the weekend when a young girl was found roaming the hallways on Saturday around 5:45 a.m. The 1.5 to 2-year-old was in the halls of the second floor of the Country Inn and Suites on Tittabawassee Road. She was unable to lead deputies to her room, so police went door to door looking for her family. They were initially unable to locate the family. However, Child Protective Services eventually found the family and found when police when police had gone to their hotel room, a juvenile answered and said no one was missing from the room without checking. The girl and family were reunited without further incident. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom, 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see increasing cloud cover here for today with a high into the mid-30s. Winds out of the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a chance for some snow showers here with about an inch possible to accumulate. Cloudy skies and a low around 30. Tuesday, partial sunshine develops a high around 39 degrees. And by Wednesday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers here late. Cloudy skies and a high around 42. Thursday, partial sunshine develops high 46 degrees. Friday, mostly cloudy and a high around 40. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 31.
The only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. It is going to be kind of a different one today, only because our phone system here at the radio station is not functioning, so you can't call in. And I am in the radio station because I had problems at home this morning. So no matter how we try and do it, we can't chat with you, so to speak. I will put my video up, though, so you can see me there. We are in the studio, in the Stone Specialist studio, not the Saginaw Spirit home studio this morning because I'm here. However, our show is still sponsored by Linda Shepard, Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential, commercial, real estate needs, give Linda a call, 989-295-7713. So we now have a new COVID word to worry about called Omicron. Omicron. Yes, why not, folks? You know, it poses, according to the World Health Organization, very high global risk and is likely to spread. A number of nations, including the United States, have limited travel from particularly the South African area, where this apparently got its foothold, if you will. And we are restricting travel, as are a number of countries. However, it has also been said that more than likely the Omicron variant is already here. And it's just another in a series. They are working to determine if the vaccines will mitigate the Omicron variant. And all of the vaccine companies have said that they are working to come up with something that will specifically address Omicron. It would appear that this variant is highly transmissible, although they are saying that you might not get as sick from it. So we will have to see what happens. In the meantime, Senator Paul, and Senator Ted Cruz went after Anthony Fauci, Dr. Fauci, because he went after the GOP during the previous administration. So we'll let them fight it out. It's just, it has become a political weapon. It's unfortunate because right now we ought to be worrying about how to get over it and all of that stuff, and not worry about the politics of it. But again, politics seems to be the thing these days. Meantime, speaking of politics, and I must admit this one surprised me, Matthew McConaughey, the actor, has been for quite some time making noises about running for governor in the state of Texas. And recent polls showed him to have a sizable lead, even over Governor Scott, the current governor. But yesterday, he put out a video announcing he will not run for Texas governor, at least at this time. Does that totally eliminate his possibility down the road? No. But even though polls suggest he would win, he has decided not to challenge incumbent Greg Abbott in the upcoming election. He announced it on his Instagram account Sunday, and he said, quote, "Path that I am choosing not to take at this moment," talking about running for office, "and he will serve the people of the state in other ways." He did admit he had been considering a run for the governor of Texas, but has decided against it. So Matthew McConaughey not going to challenge Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott probably glad about that, because McConaughey obviously goes in with tremendous name recognition. He goes in with favorable polls, and all of those things would give him a decided advantage in the race. So it will be interesting to see who comes out fighting in Texas, or whether Governor Abbott now has a clear road to re-election in 2022. Also going on in Washington, the Democrats want Joe Biden to be more assertive against Republicans. Now, one story here says Joe Biden spent much of his first year in office proving he could still work across the aisle. Talking to a few people once in a while isn't working across the aisle. I didn't see much of that. But now with his second year approaching, Democrats want him to be more of a fighter, more feisty. Now that the infrastructure bill, which was bipartisan, is signed into law, his counterparts in the Democratic Party want him to hammer the GOP lawmakers who are not in favor. As a matter of fact, not one single Republican is in favor of the second part, the big 1.75 trillion family infrastructure plan, for lack of a better term, the Build Back Better plan. He's not going to get any Republican support for that. And so his fellow Democrats are telling him he ought to come out swinging. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think his fellow Democrats are not worried so much about the Build Back Better plan as they are 2022 midterms, which are not looking very favorable for them right now. 10:21 on the Art Lewis Show. Again, you can't call, unfortunately. If that changes, oh, trust me, I will let you know immediately if that changes. But for now, you cannot call because our phone lines are down, and we will let you know when that is restored. We will be back with more on the Art Lewis Show after these notes.
Something. So why not make those dreams a reality?
A new van with sliding doors. A new house with more than one bathroom. Oh, and heated seats. Or maybe even just some money to add a new bathroom to this house. A remote starter.
No matter what you've been dreaming of lately, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union has a loan for you. With great rates, fast approvals, and a potential year-end loan interest rebate via our member giveback, DCECU can help make your dreams come true. Visit dcecu.org/borrow for more details. Membership eligibility required. Loans subject to approval based on creditworthiness of applicants and collateral conditions if applicable. Other limitations may apply. While member giveback rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member giveback consideration. Some limitations apply. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
O'Reilly. Get ready for winter weather and save money at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stay safe by replacing your old wiper blades with a new pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades and save $8 now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. We'll even install them for you for free. The holiday gift guide is here with something for everyone on your list. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened sharply higher. Optimism has returned to Wall Street after last week's sell-off blamed on the uncertainty of the new COVID variant. Tom Naratil, president of UBS Americas, believes the selling was an overreaction.
We certainly think that over the course of the next couple of weeks, it's going to really focus the market's attention. But from our perspective, it's not going to do anything to deter what already is a very strong recovery in the economy.
Moderna shares are gaining. The drug company says it can be ready early next year with a version of its vaccine to counter the new variant. Cryptocurrency prices have improved, but LVMH shares are losing ground after designer Virgil Abloh, a major creative force in fashion, died of a rare form of cancer at age 41. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain, whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at exergen.com.
The Y is where Mary and Tyrone learn to swim. Now is also where they volunteer to support community needs. This season, the YMCA is transforming lives. Join the Saginaw YMCA today, and new members experience no membership dues till January. Stay a year, and we'll reward you with 3 free months. The Y, forever here for you.
Hundreds of thousands of people have said goodbye to their overpriced Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile plans and switched to Pure Talk. It's CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Did you know Pure Talk gives you the same great coverage on the same great 5G network as one of the big guys for about half the cost? The average family is saving over $800 a year. You can keep your number and keep your phone, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. Or if you want unlimited data, you could still save a fortune. With US-based customer service, Pure Talk treats their customers right. Plus, they have a 30-day risk-free guarantee, so you literally have nothing to lose. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill50 to save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, say Jill50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll preventing drunk driving. The recently passed National Infrastructure Package includes a requirement. Automakers have to develop technology to prevent drunk driving. Automakers have until 2026 to meet this mandate for all new vehicles. Supporters, including Mothers Against Drunk Driving, believe it will virtually eliminate the #1 theft on American roads. Others say they're very appreciative and understand the safety aspect. Some are concerned about what the technology though could cost to a vehicle, especially if they say they have a vehicle and they never drink in the first place. Poll question, what do you think about this requirement for all new vehicles to have technology to prevent drunk driving? Do you support this requirement? Do you support the safety aspect, but not as a mandate for the vehicle, or you don't support this requirement at all? Give your opinion through the poll vote that you can make when you go to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, and find the online poll box.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, welcome. Welcome back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. For those of you watching on video, hello. Yes, we're in the real studio this morning. I had problems in my home studio this morning, and we are having problems here at the main studio with our phones not functioning. We cannot dial in. Sorry about that, folks. So we will let you know when that situation is cured. It is being worked on as I speak, and hopefully we will come up with a solution. Something happening this week, Wednesday, which will garner much attention in the country, not only in this country, probably around the world, because it is one of the main contentious issues in our society today. That is the question of abortion. The Supreme Court is set to take up a Mississippi case this Wednesday, and according to many pundits and observers, it's all or nothing, that there is no middle ground. That is to say, the court will either reaffirm Roe v. Wade or toss it aside. This is the first major test of Roe v. Wade in a long time. And it has a lot of people on edge, both sides. Both sides. The court has a 6-3 conservative majority, so obviously those who are pro-abortion are not happy with the fact the court is going to hear the case, worried about the outcome. However, I will point out that 6-3 majority means nothing. as we have seen in the past, within that 6-3, there are a number of swing votes, depending on the issue. And certainly on this issue, where the court will be scrutinized every detail, anything is possible. A number of the jurists, even from the Republican side, those appointed by President Trump, he had 3 appointments on the court, have indicated that they believe in court precedent. And in such a case, they may be hesitant to overturn Roe v. Wade. But you never know. It's certainly going to be a court case which will be watched by many with great interest, as it should be. But the outcome is not guaranteed. It's going to be a while before we actually get a response from the court as to what they have decided. But again, it has been indicated by many prominent attorneys, professors of law, and the like, that it's all or nothing. There will not be middle ground. They will either affirm R v. Wade or they will not. This Wednesday, they hear the arguments. So let's look at something else that's in our craw these days, and that's prices. And how inflation is eating away at real income, and how it's going to continue to do so even for those who cannot afford it. For example, Social Security is going to provide, I think it's 5.9 or something like that, increase in the COLA, Social Security, beginning in January. However, Medicare Part B is going up some $28 or $30 or whatever it is to $170. All of the things you buy are more expensive. So that increase in Social Security is going to be nullified by the cost of living for primarily people who can least afford it, because there are a lot of people in this country who live on their Social Security and maybe a little bit extra income, but not much. They are going to feel the effects far greater than those who have larger incomes, can absorb the shock of increases. The question is, how long is it going to last? And I have heard estimates. Some of the optimists say, oh no, by middle 2022, things will stabilize and get back to normal. I've heard others say, well, it probably won't be till 2023 before we're stable. It is more difficult to get prices to go down than up. And what's happened is a perfect storm. We start with manufacturing. COVID shut down plants around the world and created labor shortages around the world. And at a time when we were beginning to see the light at the end of the COVID tunnel, people began shopping again, and demand went up. Demand that could not be met at current manufacturing levels. So what happens when supply and demand are at odds with each other? Well, if the demand is greater than the supply, prices go up. It's inevitable. If, on the other hand, supply exceeds demand and there's leftover products sitting on the shelves, prices go down. We have not seen reduction in demand. And while factories are struggling to return to normal production, they have labor shortages. There is now supply chain transportation problems based again on labor shortages to a large degree. And so we continue to demand and the supply isn't there and the prices keep going up. Couple that with the fact that the price of a barrel of oil has been going up. And we see that at the gas pumps. Just about everything is more expensive. So if you're working and you're lucky enough to work for an employer who may give you a 2 or 3% raise, you're not going to notice it because you're spending more than that. If you are a Social Security recipient and you get the cost of living increase, again, it'll be helpful, but you're not going to be ahead of the game because prices will outstrip it. We are living in an inflationary time. What was the last consumer price index? Was 6.2%, I think, over a year ago, something like that. Couple that with the fact that this administration is intent on raising corporate taxes. Well, guess what? Corporations don't pay taxes. People do. So you can bet that if corporations that up till now have been paying very little or nothing at all in some cases have to start kicking in part of their profits, you're going to pay for it. It's going to be passed on in price increases. It's just the way it works. Whether we like it or not, it is just the way it works. Nothing for nothing. So while it sounds good to say Social Security is going to go up 5.8%, 5.9%, whatever it is, it's nice to go to work and find out you got a 3% raise and all of that. Are you really ahead of the game? Probably not. So hold on to your wallet. I think it's time to pull back. Maybe instead of the usual number of Christmas presents, maybe buy a couple of fewer. And we're doing that in our house. We just decided that we're not going to do as much. We're not going to spend as much this Christmas. And I think a lot of people are going to think that way, although the economic experts are predicting an increase and all of that. Big Black Friday. Today is Cyber Monday. This will be the day to tell, because on Cyber Monday, they know by the amount of spending done what the season's going to look like. But I think, just my own personal opinion, that's all it is. I think a lot of people are going to hold back on Christmas, not spend as much this year. Things cost more. They'll think twice about it, I think. Time will tell. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back right after these notes.
Keep the Saginaw Children's Zoo in mind while you shop for your holiday gifts. Visit our website to purchase a membership.
Just arrived this morning.
What's that?
Power supply.
Fantastic, thank you.
Stay connected to what is happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo by visiting our website at saginawzoo.com.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate. with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them, and you cannot rely on them. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at exergen.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for 120 Fitness in Saginaw. You're going to get your monthly membership to 120 Fitness for only $16. It's usually $32, but you are getting yours half off. 120 Fitness offers 2 floors of top-of-the-line cardio equipment, a variety of strength training equipment, and fitness classes like yoga and Zumba. If you want to get in shape in a clean and comfortable environment, head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Though many people are doing okay today, there are still many people experiencing difficulties in the community. Here is a reminder for you of a free community resource you are encouraged to use if you find yourself needing extra support. 211 is a public service number for all non-emergency needs. You can call it anytime, any day, and an agent will connect you with whatever it is you're looking for. Food, financial assistance, housing support, clothing, transportation. All you need to do is dial 211 or text your zip code to 898-211 to get connected. Looking for a COVID testing location? Need help paying your bills? Is food in short supply for your family? Dial 211 to talk to a compassionate, highly trained agent who is ready to connect you with local resources. It is a free and confidential service to help you overcome obstacles of all sizes. This message is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation because it takes the village for good forever.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
LA Rams head coach Sean McVay, he says he's just not sure how his players will be able to follow social distancing guidelines while also playing football. McVay said, "It's really hard for me to understand this. I just don't get it. I really don't." Here you go, guys. It is possible to do. We can tell Sean it is very possible because, as we Michiganders can attest to, we've witnessed the Detroit Lions defense practice social distancing for years. It is possible.
Group on the website had a big mistake. They're touting a President's Day sale, saving $10 to honor President Hamilton, who of course never was a president. And David and I referenced, we know that there are presidents on the 1, the 5, and the 50, but we don't have any bills bigger than that. If bills bigger than that, we some carries those other bigger bills in his wallet.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We never see numbers that big to know who's on them, but we thought we could ask Art.
Memorable moments are made with weekday mornings with Charlie and Dave and Pat, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back. Back on the Art Lewis Show on a rather unusual day in terms of technicalities. Just to explain what's going on, I am in the radio station. Unusual for me because I'm delegated to broadcast from home. I had some problems this morning with some communication links, so I couldn't broadcast from home. The other problem was I couldn't call the radio station to tell them I was having problems, so I had to come in because the phone system in all of the stations inside the building, in other words, the entire building, our phone system is down, which means you can't call either. Now, I did pick up one of the lines and there was a dial tone, but I tried calling in on it. You can't call in. So they are working on it diligently. But it's real radio. You know, that's what happens in the business when you are doing live programming. You go with the flow because what else are you going to do? We can't just say, see ya, turn it off for an hour. You know, it doesn't work that way. So consequently, I'm here talking to you. The one thing that is working is our video. You can watch us on Stitch.tv and YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. That part is working. So glad to do it. You can see me in the studio here, and I'm not in my Saginaw Spirit home studio, but I did wear my Saginaw Spirit sweatshirt this morning. Just my hoodie, just to honor their commitment to me. So here we are having a good time, trying to figure out all the technical issues while we sit here and chat with you at the same time. I did watch something last night. I don't know how many people watched it. I haven't seen the ratings, but I watched the Lady Gaga Tony Bennett concert last night from Radio City Music Hall, New York City. Place that I have been many, many times in my life because my mother drove me down there every Christmas with a Christmas show, and we saw all kinds of other things, and you'd wait out in the street all the way around the block to get in. But so I'm quite familiar with Radio City Music Hall, and watched the show last night. I have to say, I was never, early on in her career, I was never a fan of Lady Gaga. Then she started doing some other music and some jazz music and things of that nature. And watching with an open mind, I discovered this girl can sing. I mean, she's got a voice on her. She's got a great voice. So I began to respect her work a lot more. And she got into some good jazz stuff and standards last night. Didn't disappoint. But the most amazing part of the evening was watching Tony Bennett sing. Tony Bennett, for those of you that don't know, he's 95 years old. That was his birthday. And he is suffering from dementia. But apparently, the dementia he's suffering from has not caused him to forget the lyrics to songs. It's amazing. And I mean, when you look at him, he doesn't really look 95. Looks pretty good for 95. The only time last night that you really saw that age was creeping up on him was when he walked off the stage at the end of the show with Lady Gaga. Really, really slow, stiff gait. And you could tell that he was suffering from old age when it came to that. But he sang like Tony Bennett, you remember. It was pretty amazing to watch. The audience, they were on their feet more than they were in their seats, I think. It was a pretty interesting hour. I'm glad I watched it. And it's a heck of a pairing when you think of it, Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett. She told the story about how she met him, and she had sung some songs on something, I don't know what it was, but he happened to catch it, wanted to talk to her, and told her she was a jazz singer, and the next thing you knew, they were doing duets together. So it was pretty interesting to watch, and I was glad I did. He's obviously in the later years of life, and who knows how much time he has left, how bad his dementia is. But it was interesting to see that he didn't forget any lyrics last night. He can still belt it out pretty good at 95. Let me ask you a question. How was your sleep last night? You know, in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed, theoretically, you spend 30 of your life there. Well, you should figure 8 hours a day. You really need quality sleep. And that's when your body rejuvenates. It's when you recharge your batteries. You can get that quality sleep with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. You can visit all the so-called sleep stores. You can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1 hour delivery of the mattress to your home, which means what? You don't have to wait around for them all day. By the way, if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you. That's something the box stores can't do. Visit Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. You can set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Or you can visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 989-753-1757. sanitary mattress. You'll be glad you did. We'll be back.
Give yourself a bright future for 2022 and beyond by choosing a top-rated Medicare Advantage plan. Blue Cross PPO received a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, and Blue Care Network HMO received 5 stars, Medicare's highest star rating. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Star ratings are calculated each year and may change from one year to the next. Medicare Plus Blue and BC Advantage are PPO, HMO POS, and HMO plans with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Medicare Plus Blue and BC Advantage depends on contract renewal.
There's a confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. But one thing is for sure, whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer. Contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever, the leading sign of COVID and the flu. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Michigan Wolverines football is on WSGW.
After the Haskins. Haskins scores! Untouched! His fifth of the day! And the Wolverines extend their lead! That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen! Wolverine Nation, the long drought is over! Ohio State is vanquished! The Wolverines are going to go to Indianapolis with a chance to win a Big Ten title!
As Jim Brandstatter said, Michigan vanquished Ohio State to win the Big Ten East title. Now, the second-ranked Wolverines travel to Indianapolis, where they'll face number 15 Iowa in the Big Ten Championship. Live this Saturday night at 7 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Forward Energy, Medicare Choices of Saginaw, Schaefer Beer Line, Ram Truck and Frankenmuth, Wool Files, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Big East Sports Grill, and Legal Equipment Company in Saginaw. It's Michigan against Iowa in the Big Ten Championship, live Saturday night at 7 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The Wolverines play on WSGW. Mi Gente on Air on WSGW.
Elvis Mackel Jr. is reaching for the stars. He just signed a commitment to play basketball at Saginaw Valley State University. I'm your host, Larry Robate, and we talk with Elvis and his dad, Elvis Mackel Sr., about how hard work really pays off. Join us.
Mi Gente on Air, Sunday evenings at 8 on WSGW.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SBSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
Hi, we're back with you here on WSGW, and I'm Art Lewis. Nice to have you with us today. I want to take a moment to celebrate a life, and this particular life is going to be 100 years old. I think December 1st, if I'm not mistaken, but in right around now. And that is the amazing, unbelievable Dorothy Zender. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever come in contact with Dorothy or know her, but she is an amazing, amazing woman. At 100, she still occasionally during the week drives herself to work, to the kitchen, of the Bavarian Inn to make sure it's being done properly. I can remember a number of years ago, I think it was at her, might have been her 95th birthday. We broadcast from the Bavarian Inn and had her as a guest. And I knew she wasn't going to stay for the whole hour. After about 20 minutes of chatting with me, very, very cordial, friendly, she said, well, I've got to go to work. And I said, I understand, Dorothy, and wished her a happy birthday. And she got up and went to work. Well, work to her is twofold. There is the work of the kitchen to keep it running, to make sure the chicken is processed properly and all of the food is properly done. And then there's the social work, greeting people, chatting with people. And I might add, on her feet. She doesn't look for the easy way out. She doesn't sit down and invite you over to talk. She stands right there with you. She's on her feet in the kitchen. She's on her feet greeting people. I don't know what kind of genes she has. Give her the kind of life she has lived and continues to live. But boy, I want some. She is an amazing, amazing woman. And I watched her when she was, I believe, I want to say 90. There was a breakfast held for farmers. It was a big gathering that occasionally, I don't know, Michigan State, I think, Extension or somebody does it. They do it at a farm. And this was out at a farm in the Richville area. And there were, I mean, thousands of people show up at this thing. And the Bavarian Inn catered it. And there were several different lines where you could go to get your food. But standing at the head of those lines, before you split off to go to the various lines, was Dorothy Zender. She greeted each and every one of the individuals that got online to get food. I just sat there shaking my head, wondering how does somebody do that? But she managed. So, Dorothy, happy, happy birthday to you. You deserve all of the wonderful accolades you're getting. You've reached 100. Let's hope for many, many more. We'll be back.
Take a sleigh ride with the Beach Boys at Soaring Eagle Casino. Friday night, December 17th. Make it an unforgettable holiday with the Beach Boys. With the corncob pipe and the button nose and two eyes made out of coal. The Beach Boys, holiday classics and greatest hits. Serving USA. I get around. Tickets start at $24. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. Holiday Harmonies. Tickets on sale Saturday at Soaring Eagle Casino. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs